What's happening, everyone? This is Mr. DPS, and yes, I'm back. I'm sorry for not making any videos the last 3 weeks, but I've been having some issues with my headset, so that was mainly the problem and why I didn't make any videos. And also, the half year birthday celebration event was going on in Rift, and I didn't want to miss on any of those bonuses. So hopefully you'll forgive me for that. But I'm back on the active and with my new microphone, so hopefully you should be noticing some more sound quality to it. I know I did when I first tried it. So yeah, a little bit more quality to my videos, hopefully. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you and showing you how you can actually parse your DPS and your HPS, that is your damage per second and healing per second, and basically just analyze your combat and basically just get an idea of what you are doing and perhaps even where you can improve. I know it helped me a lot when I was testing new specs and builds, and it basically gave me an idea of how I was doing, what talents helped me improve the most, and what abilities were my main ones. So it's definitely a great tool. So let's get started. There are two main tools that you can use, which is Advanced Combat Tracker and the Rift Junkies Parser. I'm going to start with the Rift Junkies Parser, which is probably the most new proof application of this sort. You basically need to go onto the Rift Junkies website and click on Rift Combat Parser and click download. This will take you to their forums, and you need to log in or register if you don't have an account and download it. And after you get this little application over here, you can just open it up, and it will tell you that this appears to be my first time running the parser, and it's teaching me how I can actually parse. So when you are in Rift, in order to start parsing your combat, you need to type /combat log all together, and this will enable the combat logging and will create a file in your Rift folder. When you open up the program for the first time, you go to menu, set log file, and basically navigate to wherever your Rift is installed. So in my case, it's in here, and select your combat log.txt. I don't actually have Rift running, so I'm just going to select a older combat log that I have saved and just press start parsing. And this will take a very big while because, well, it's a big log file. It's about 120 megabytes, so it's pretty big. While we give it time to actually parse all of that stuff, a fast way that you can get to actually display the DPS on screen while you're raiding is to press and toggle this overlay on little button. This will allow you to, when running Rift, have on the top left section of the screen a little bar that tells you how much DPS you're doing and how much DPS your party is also doing. So yeah, it's a great way that doesn't take any effort at all, so no messing around with anything. So just toggle that on and it will show on game what you have to do. There's just a little bit thing about it. It's a little but. You need to go to the settings and on the video enable either windowed or full screen windowed, because if you just have full screen then it won't work, sadly. So after you've got all this running and you've parsed a combat, you need to go to either encounter stats or session stats. I'm going to go to session stats, and this will show you every single player and mob that you have actually encountered, and it will show you your heals per second and your overheal and your damage per second. As you can see, it's not working properly because that combat log was stored by advanced combat tracker, but still it allows you to see how I did. So you can go to the encounter stats, and let's just drag this over here, make this window a little bigger, and you have a selection of encounters, and you can actually just press any of them, like this Ice Talon encounter for example, and you can see everyone in your party and how much DPS they did. As you can see here, my DPS is 0 and my damage is 0, and my HPS is at 355. So I was a healer on this battle, and you can actually just sort this by stuff. You can sort it, so it's really easy, and it allows you to get a good look at what you use. You can actually right click and healing ability breakdown, because I was healing, and this will let me know basically a graphic with the percentage of the healing that I actually did to the party, and this is letting you analyze your rotation and see how much healing your healing spells are actually doing. And it's the same if I actually manage to find a basically, no, I don't have any parses where I was DPSing, so I only have heals in here, sadly. So yeah, but you can see you can do that same thing with damaging abilities. So it lets you get a grip and basically see what you're doing, and it allows you to test, like I said, new specs and builds, and basically it allows you to see what's more effective. This is the most new proof way. The other way, which is a little bit more advanced, is with advanced combat tracker. You can actually Google that. So advanced combat tracker, and head on to their website, download the setup. After you install the program, you can actually launch it, and you'll be popped up with a little tutorial show startup wizard thingy. Just press next and get available parsing plugins. Select the Rift parsing plugin for ACTV3 and check use this plugin. Press next, and it will ask you if effect is using for EverQuest 2. Just press no because you're using it for Rift, and select your combat log. I'm going to select my old one again. Just press next and enable auto version check, so you can actually automatically update the program, and press close. And because I chose that log, and it actually isn't doing anything right now because I'm not on Rift, so I'm going to import that log until the end of the file. And let it just parse everything. You might have some errors, just press yes and it will keep trying to parse everything. Usually it's just fine. And after it's done, just press close, and when you head on to the main, you can actually see all the encounters here. So I'm just going to head on to this Scar encounter, and you can see everything that was done. Your DPS is down here, basically your party's DPS, and you can actually select yourself here, which is my character, and as you can see I was doing 450 healing per second, and you can actually just yeah, get basically your information for this particular encounter. If you want to see basically a breakdown of your abilities and more detailed information, you need to head on to that encounter and select your character, and I'm going to select healed, and this will allow me to see all my spells and it shows me a graphic also. I was using Warden, so it actually allows you to see what, basically a breakdown like you did on Rift Junkies. It's a little bit more advanced, this one, but if you know what you're doing, it's more handy, I guess. Everyone has preferences, so it's basically just whatever fits you best. They both work, they both give you correct information. I've never seen any difference between them. So yeah, the ones that are showed in green are events, encounters that you finished. The ones in red are the ones in which you wiped. And the ones in orange are just weird because it means that ACT didn't actually parse the end of the encounter, so for it, it's still running. It has that issue sometimes. So yeah, it shows you down here a breakdown of everything, all the encounters. And that's basically how you measure your HPS and DPS. Hopefully you've got an idea of how they work and where you can download them. You really can't go wrong with Rift Junkies, but if you want something more advanced and more information, then you should go for ACT. They both work, like I said. They're just a matter of preference. And that's the end of this video. I have a lot more videos planned and coming up. I'm a lot more active. I expect to be raiding soon, so you can actually get to see some videos of that pretty soon as well. Like always, if you like the video. If you dislike, leave a comment, and please subscribe. It helps me a ton. See you next, guys. This is Mr. DigiWiz signing off.